Halloween, the one night where fear becomes fun and the strange feels normal. But what if I told you many of the things we think are Halloween traditions come from real, ancient, and sometimes horrifying truths? Tonight, we're diving deep into 10 Halloween facts so weird they sound fake, but every single of them is real. Stay with me until the end, because fact number 1 will change how you see Halloween forever. This is Shocklab, where the weird meets the real. Hit the like button if you're brave enough, and let's begin. Fact 10. Halloween was once a funeral for the sun. Long before candy and costumes, Halloween was a night of fear, a night ancient Celts believed the sun was dying. To them, October 31st marked the death of summer and the beginning of a season ruled by darkness. They called it Samhain, pronounced Samhain. Fires were lit, animals were sacrificed, and people wore animal skins to hide from the spirits that crossed into the living world. They weren't celebrating, they were bargaining with death. Each flicker of fire symbolized keeping the sun alive for one more day. So when you see a jack-o'-lantern glowing in the dark, remember, it's not decoration. It's a 3,000-year-old prayer to stop the end of the world. And maybe that's why Halloween still feels different, like the air itself remembers. Because somewhere, buried in our DNA, a tiny part of us is still afraid the sun might not rise tomorrow. Fact 9. Jack-o'-lanterns were made from real human heads. Okay, not literally, but it started close enough to be creepy. Before pumpkins, people in Ireland carved turnips and potatoes to make lanterns for Samhain. But the reason behind it, a man named Stingy Jack. Legend says Jack tricked the devil, but when he died, heaven rejected him, and so did hell. Condemned to wander the earth with only a burning coal inside a carved-out turnip, he became the first Jack-of-the-Lantern. Early villagers would carve their own faces into vegetables to scare Jack's spirit away. When Irish immigrants came to America, they found pumpkins bigger, easier to carve, and just creepy enough to keep the legend alive. So yes, your pumpkin is technically a ghost repellent, and every flicker of its candle is said to mark Jack's endless walk, searching for a place that will finally let him in. So the next time you light your jack-o'-lantern, don't just smile at it. Listen closely. You might just hear him breathing in the dark. Fact 8. Seeing a spider on Halloween might mean a ghost is watching you. In old folklore, spiders were believed to carry the souls of the dead. If one crawled near you on Halloween night, it wasn't bad luck. It meant someone you loved was visiting from the afterlife. But here's where it gets darker. Some old European tales claim that killing a spider on Halloween would trap the soul of that person forever. So next time you see a tiny spider dangling by your lamp, don't squash it. It might be someone saying hello from beyond. If you've ever had something strange happen on Halloween, like lights flickering, weird chills, or things moving on their own, drop a ghost in the comments. Let's see how many haunted viewers we really have watching tonight. Fact 7. Trick or treat was once a real threat. Believe it or not, trick or treat didn't start as a cute rhyme. In the early 1900s, kids took it literally. If you didn't give them a treat, they'd vandalize your home. Broken windows, stolen gates, soap on car windows, even fires. Newspapers back then called it Hell Night. To stop the chaos, candy companies and parents teamed up to redirect the mischief, handing out sweets to calm the mobs. It worked so well that within a decade, Halloween went from chaos to candy. Basically, modern Halloween was invented to bribe kids with sugar. So next time a kid says trick or treat, remember, it's not a question, it's a warning. Because Halloween didn't start with candy, it started with fear. And fear always finds a way to knock on your door. Fact 6. Witches couldn't fly until the church gave them wings. The idea of witches flying on broomsticks wasn't from pagan folklore. It came from Christian fear propaganda. In the 1400s, women who made herbal potions used special paste made from toxic plants. They would test the paste on their skin using broom handles. The hallucinogenic effect made them feel like they were flying. The church twisted that into proof of witchcraft. and that's how brooms became a symbol of dark magic. So the next time you see a flying witch, remember it started with herbs, fear, and a very bad misunderstanding. But every myth has a spark of truth. Maybe that's why even today, the image of a flying witch still makes us glance at the moon twice. Because deep down, part of us still believes some secrets were never meant to stay on the ground. Fact 5. Real bodies were once used as Halloween decorations. In the 1800s, before fake skeletons existed, medical schools and museums used real human remains. And during Halloween, those remains were often borrowed for parties or town events. There are even documented cases in the US where mummies from traveling exhibits were unwrapped for entertainment. Imagine sipping cider while people literally peel bandages of a corpse. It's as disturbing as it sounds, but it actually happened. It was macabre, educational, and apparently festive. Some say those bones still carry the memory of the laughter that surrounded them. So the next time you see a plastic skeleton hanging on the porch, remember it wasn't always plastic, and some ghosts never forgot the party. Fact 4. The first vampire panic was a real epidemic. In 19th century New England, people started dying mysteriously. Pale, weak, coughing blood. Doctors didn't understand tuberculosis yet, so locals believed the dead were coming back at night and feeding on their families. They dug up bodies, cut out hearts, and burned them. The ashes were mixed into drinks as protection potions. That's not a myth. It's a recorded historical event called the New England Vampire Panic. And it happened in America, not Transylvania. Real people died because others thought vampires were real. Even now, some of those graves remain, sealed under stone, marked only with strange symbols. And locals say, on cold New England nights, you can still see the mist rise from where the hearts once burned. Fact 3. Halloween is the day the world's most haunted objects come alive. Museums and collectors often report strange activity around Halloween. Clocks restarting, dolls moving, displays falling. The Warren Occult Museum, home to the real Annabelle doll, even has a rule: no touching or filming on October 31st. They claim it's the night when energy between worlds is at its thinnest. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, paranormal researchers have noticed EMF spikes and motion triggers on Halloween night more than any other day of the year. Coincidence? Maybe. But the world's creepiest artifacts seem to think otherwise. Some curators swear they found objects moved or turned, as if something had been watching back. So if you ever visit a haunted museum on October 31st, don't blink, because sometimes the exhibits are the ones studying you. Fact 2. Bonfires were meant to burn the dead, not honor them. The word bonfire literally means bone fire. During ancient Samhain rituals, animal bones, and sometimes human ones, were burned to send spirits back to the afterlife. Villagers would dance around the fires to absorb the life force of what was burning. Centuries later, it evolved into community celebrations, but the origin was pure death ritual. So when you see people roasting marshmallows over a bonfire this Halloween, remember that tradition started with burning bones under the moonlight. Some legends say the smoke carried whispers, voices of the dead calling out to those who danced too close. So if the fire crackles a little too loud this Halloween, maybe it's not the wood that's burning. Fact 1. Halloween's dead is astronomically cursed. This is the weirdest and truest of all. October 31st isn't random. It's the exact midpoint between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. In ancient times, it was seen as a cosmic crack, a moment when time itself bent. Cultures across the world, Celts, Romans, even early Christians, recorded a strange phenomena happening on this day. Lights in the sky, unexplained voices, shadows without sources. Modern scientists call it liminal energy, a psychological state between seasons, but ancient people called it what it felt like, the night when the veil between worlds is weakest. Maybe that's just superstition, or maybe that's why even now, Every October 31st, the world feels just a little different. Because for one night each year, the universe itself seems to hold its breath, waiting to see who dares to look back through the veil. And if you ever feel the air change at midnight, don't panic. It just means the other side noticed you too. So there you have it. 10 Halloween facts so weird, so real, they sound fake. From vampire panics to real bonfires and sun funerals to spread spiders, Halloween isn't just costumes and candy. It's a history of darkness, fear, and fascination that still lives with us today. Which fact blew your mind the most? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this dive into the strange and unbelievable, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss next week's shocking episode. Because the next video might just change how you see reality itself. This is Shocklab, where the weird gets real. See you on the other side.